How do I tell my brother's old online friend that he passed away? Suicide. I was setting up a new laptop and installed Steam, having not been able to open it in a month at least. Just happened that an old friend of my younger brother had messaged me in that time. He reminded me of his name, said he was my brother's friend, and asked how he was doing. I thought I was grieving well as of late, but seeing that message has made me a wreck. I'm so emotional and I can't think straight. I don't know what to say. I can't just up and say that his friend committed suicide 5 years ago and no one ever told him. I can't do that to him. What do I say? He was probably one of my brother's only friends. Someone please help me find the words. My heart is beating out of my chest and I'm hurting so much. I don't want him to hurt like this. Hey, sorry but he's not with us anymore. It's really painful to talk about but you deserve to know that. I'm really sorry you had to find out like this. I had no idea you didn't know and I figured you might have found out already. Brother seemed to really enjoy your friendship. Really sorry for your loss. Sad face. Just tell him sadly he passed away a few years ago. Sorry he has to find out this way but you didn't know he didn't know. Mime sister passed away from cancer 29 years ago. There are times where it seemed yesterday. Sorry for your loss. I'm sorry to tell you that, brother's name, was not able to overcome his struggle with mental illness, depression, etc. Whatever your brother was dealing with, and passed away 5 years ago. I know this news comes as a shock to you. Brother's name, spoke fondly of you and mentioned you as one of his only true friends. I know he would want you to press on and live your life in a way that would make him happy instead of letting this news defeat you. If you need anything, please reach out to me. I had an online friend and he committed suicide. We didn't know for a while. Suddenly he and his wife just disappeared from the game. His wife came on a few months later to tell the guild of his passing. It hurt knowing that he was in such pain as he was always a bright spot in the community. I don't have advice to give other than online friends are just as real as IRL ones and he will appreciate knowing what happened. I'm so sorry for your loss. I just lost both of my parents this year within 7 months of each other. I know how grief can be and I'm just so sorry. Please tell him. Grieving is a process, and I understand what you're going through. You will have bad moments and days. It didn't get better, but you get better at managing the emotions the more you're confronted with reminders of your brother. Please tell his friend. I'm very sorry for your loss. He was one of your brother's only friends and somehow didn't know your brother had passed away? This seems strange but okay. Just, tell him. Jim, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but Josh passed away a few years ago. We didn't know how to get in touch to let you know. I've been in this situation except I was the online friend and the one giving me the news was my friend's son. The son giving me the news was 16. I can only imagine how awful the situation was for him. It's best to rip off the band-aid, say it directly and quickly. You're not required to answer questions. Broke up with my GF over her tutor. I've been dating my girlfriend for about 2 years and 4 months and everything seemed to be going well. I'm 19 and she's 18. She started college this year and she's part of a study program where she has a tutor who's around 19 I believe. A couple of nights ago we were at my house at around 10 p.m. when she got a FaceTime call from her tutor. I found it a little weird he was calling so late. When she picked up she turned the phone to her face and she kind of got smiley and such. I asked her why he had to FaceTime her and she said their group was meeting the next day. I asked her to see their messages and there are a few that stood out. The messages are from a couple months back but she had never mentioned them to me. One of the messages said, "I feel like we're going to be crossed fingers medium skin tone by the end of the year." To which she replied, "You damn right." I question her and she tells me it's referring to the whole study group in general. There was also one exchange where she tells him, "I'll take that as compliment," to which he replied, "It is. I like you," and then she tells him, right back at you winking face. I asked her what she meant. She tells me she means he likes him as a person. Mind you, she had told me this same guy had cheated on his GF. So I asked why she included the wink face. We got into an argument and I told her it was best for her to go home. She ignored me the following day claiming I kicked her out. Today I texted her and she told me I took things out of context. I ended up breaking things up with her but I DK to be honest. I think you did the right thing. I wouldn't be sending winky faces like that. And if someone said, "I like you," I'd definitely reiterate that I have a boyfriend. Maybe it hasn't gone farther than these flirty texts, because she willingly answered the FT and let you read the texts, so she feels innocent, but it's sure as hell not a good sign. Best advice I can give is going with your gut feeling. I have seen here 30-plus boys crying confused, and here comes a 19-years-old man. Don't feel guilty at all. Your girlfriend, hopefully an ex at this point, fucked up. Always listen to your gut feeling. Those text messages they exchanged are definitely not on the just friends, acquaintances spectrum. Good for you, man. Too often in this sub all the posts are men with no spine. This was a nice change of pace. Stay strong. I know it probably seems devastating at the moment, but you are 19 and will meet many of good women over the next decade to pursue as partners. She did a dumb-ass thing crossing the line with that guy, and she lost a serious boyfriend over it. What a fool. I think you did the right thing for both of you. She might be totally innocent and you have just kicked her out and accused her of shit just for having a study group, and you have showed your distrust in her entirely. You could be right and she is flirting maybe, perhaps. It's good you aren't together anymore regardless of either scenario. I feel like I'm missing something really big judging by these comments. She said, right back at ya winking face. Instead of, I like you too, which to me sounds like she was trying to be polite and avoid hurting his feelings. A lot of women, I speak from personal experience, will speak like that rather than risk coming across as rude. I feel like there's just a lot of reason to doubt either side of the argument and not exactly worth breaking up over. Although if there's this much insecurity and distrust in the relationship even after 2 years, maybe it's best to break it off. Boyfriend, 29 male, of 5 months came for dinner and refused to eat my dinner, 27F. I invited my boyfriend of 5 months over for dinner. He was coming straight from work at 6 p.m. so I knew he would be hungry, so I spent a few hours making a beef stew curry. When he came over and asked him if he would like to eat now or later, he said, "No thanks, I'll buy a takeaway on my way home. I don't like people doing things for me." I was so offended, especially after the effort I went through to make this meal. He has never even eaten my food before and I know I am a good cook. I am actually livid. I don't like people doing things for me. Remind him of that the next time he wants a handjob. I've experienced variations of that excuse a couple of times. Looking back, those guys were sending a message that they were unwilling to be in a serious committed relationship. They're uncomfortable with receiving girlfriend, wifely acts because they are looking for more of a casual hookup. Are you sure he is your boyfriend? Have you both agreed that you are each other's exclusive partner? Maybe he sees you as a hookup. Wait, so you specifically invited him over for a home-cooked meal, and when he arrived he didn't eat because, I don't like people doing things for me. Then why did he say yes to the invitation? That's the first thing I'd ask. He wasted your time and effort, and was crappy about it to boot. It's incredibly rude on his part, in my opinion. I guess you could make a pledge to yourself to never cook for him again. Sounds like you guys need to sort a few things out. I probably would have pushed further about his answer, to be honest. Like, why? There may be a good reason behind it, just giving him the benefit of the doubt here. Yeah, this is really weird. Maybe he's got a medical issue he's ashamed of? If so, he should come clean. This is a big red flag though. I'm a guy and all I can say is, run. No good man turns down a nice cooked meal after a day's work. Invite me over, I'll eat, then washes the dishes after. You seem like you have a good heart. I'll come over for some beef stew curry. I bet it's good. Girlfriend cheated on me twice 4 years ago. She is saying we were not exclusive back then. We had started dating, I'm 36, she's 33. I thought we had a really strong relationship. I wanted to propose to her, but the more we talk about marriage the more distance I felt between us. When I finally addressed how distant she felt and I wanted to know what I was doing to make her act that way, she finally admitted she slept with 2 different guys when we were early in our relationship. It was on the first month we were dating and she was in a really bad place because her sister passed away from cancer. I asked why she didn't tell me before, but she said she didn't see us being exclusive as it was so early in our relationship. I didn't know what to say. I just said thanks for telling me and left. I told her I need some space to think about things because I'm absolutely furious. How can she sleep with 2 guys and think of it as a big enough deal for 4 years? I'm so hurt. 4 years is such a long time I've invested in this. I don't know what to do. I love her so much it hurts now. I don't know what to do. All our talks of having lots of kids, names of kids, career ambitions, family issues, did all that mean nothing to her? I wish she didn't tell me, at least she would be the fool. Now that I know I'm the fool if I throw away our relationship and if I stay. There's no winning in this at all. It hurts too much thinking about all the good times we had. Why would she hurt me like this? She knew I really liked her, it was clear we were dating. What is it that I did wrong? None of this makes any sense at all. I would have helped her if I knew what she was going through, but she never opened up much to me. I was there at her sister's funeral. I knew she had to go through grief counseling, but I was supportive and there for her. She never really wanted to talk about her sister. Even now I barely know anything about her sister and I don't want to force her to do something she doesn't want to do. I tried to help her with very little information I had and tried to give her all the love and support I could offer. I gave 100% to this relationship. I tried so hard to always be understanding when she was distant. I'm such an idiot, a stupid idiot who got taken advantage of and now lost out on 4 years of my worthless life." He said he went to the sister's funeral. "Last time I checked, that's not somewhere you bring a non-exclusive hookup. It's pretty obvious why he would assume they were dating seriously. So her go-to response to family trauma is to cheat on you and bang strangers. I would not invest my future in this person. You will get over her. On the bright side, you found out before you married her. Just walk away, don't look back. I wish you luck. My best friend did something like this. She was dating a guy pretty seriously and she knew he assumed they were exclusive, but it wasn't said outright. She slept with another man and never told him. Her and the first guy got married, and when they had problems she cheated on him. I don't buy this technicality argument. People who do this are lying by omission and not being faithful. Marry someone like that at your peril. She knows you were exclusive. That's why it made her feel bad when you mentioned engagement. She has been hit with the sudden realization that she possibly cheated on her future husband and he had no idea. If it wasn't a big deal and she knew that, it would have no doubt come up in conversation at the beginning of the relationship. Her excuse is a real piece of shit excuse. She knew what she was doing but figured she would be able to justify it years down the line with the modern-day dating culture logic. Wow, there are a lot of very immature, spiteful women in this sub. I can feel your pain and anger through your words. This was extremely heartbreaking to read. I'm sorry for the situation you're in. I don't think there is any recovery from this, unfortunately. You're already resenting her. If you two do end up marrying each other and this isn't resolved, your resentment will only amplify, which doesn't do anyone any good. I wish you all the best.